What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and for today I wanted to share some gameplay with you guys using Black Bolt, a character that I'm very fond of and one that I've been slacking on for a very long time. And as you guys can see, I finally now have this guy at tier 2, and that's actually because the Inhumans actually won the faction wars. So I decided, you know what, I was gonna give this guy his tier 2 passive and finally be able to have some fun with him, because to be honest with you guys, even though Black Bolt has a good leadership and he has overall good DPS, he lacks survivability at tier 1. So in order to get the most out of the character, you really and truly need to give him his tier 2 passive, because what that's gonna do is actually give him a couple seconds of damage immunity. As you can see right here, his tier 2 passive is actually pretty good. It gives him 50% ignore dodge, and on top of that, 5 seconds of damage immunity whenever he uses 5 skill, which is his most damaging skill. So overall, he actually becomes a pretty good character for Shadowland, World Boss, and even Alliance Battle. However, at tier 1, he's only really good for a universal solo in Shadowland, and that is about it. So if you want to get the most out of the character, you most definitely should get him all the way to tier 2, especially since he's one of the story mode characters that actually costs half the bios to rank up and get to tier 2. So most definitely go ahead and get this guy built. Mine is not built all that well, as you can see from the ranks right here. 26,000 in the world. That is quite a leap, guys. Yeah, so he's not built all that well, so don't take this video as the best Black Bolt can do, because to be honest, I don't have that much practice with him at tier 2, okay? Also, if you're building this guy, you should definitely not get the uniform I have. You should get the newer uniform, because this one actually has a significantly better uniform bonus. As you can see, it gives him a damage proc as a part of his uniform bonus, which is very good, and it also changes his 2 skill to give him a little bit more crowd control for stuff like Shadowland. Very good skill change. However, for me, I'm not gonna pick up that new uniform. I'm actually gonna wait and hope that he gets a 3rd uniform, because I don't personally like how this one looks. Not for me, okay? So if you want to get the most out of your Black Bolt, this is the uniform for you. As for the build on this guy, this is what it currently looks like, guys. 117 for attack speed, 52% for critical rate, 162 for critical damage, 45% for ignore defense, and 50% for reduced cooldown duration. And as for the gears, guys, this is what they currently look like. As you can see, the majority of them are completely empty. The first one has 2 energy attack and 2 ignore defense, and that's because I didn't like how low his ignore defense was. Everything else, like I said, completely empty. And the last gear slot, I decided to roll for skill cooldown. Still need to do a little bit of work on him to get his rank up, because 26,000 is really freaking low, especially since he's at tier 2. But a lot of people currently have their Black Bolt built, and a lot of them have the uniform for him. Now, when it comes to the skills, guys, the rotation I like to use for Black Bolt is something like 5 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 1. 1 is the only iframe in his kit, so I like to save that for last. And then once the immunity is about to run out, I like to hit the 1 skill, then try to bridge the gap and go right back into the 5 skill. A lot of this guy's skill can be guard broken. The 5 can be guard broken, the 4 can be guard broken, the 3 can be guard broken, the 2 can be guard broken. The only skill in this guy's kit that cannot be guard broken is the 1 skill, since it's an immediate iframe. So when you're building him, keep in mind that you're gonna need to give him an obelisk that has immunity to guard break on it, okay? The rotation that I'm using is just to make sure I prioritize keeping him as safe as possible. So your rotation could be completely different, and that may work better for you, but mine, I just try to prioritize his survivability, since that was always the issue I had with him while I had him at tier 1. So maybe once I play with him a little bit more, I'll change up the rotation. One thing I want to say here, guys, is even though he's getting 5 seconds of damage immunity on the 5 skill, there's about a half a second gap before Black Bolt actually screams, and in that half a second you can actually take damage. So try to time the 5 skill properly, that way you don't take too much damage. I found it to be the case for me several times where I'll hit the 5 skill, and just before he screams, I actually take a whole bunch of damage. So even though he has 5 seconds of damage immunity on a skill like this that has 6 seconds of cooldown time, if you have max skill cooldown, you're still not very safe. and you'll see that if you play him, especially with so many characters that can pierce damage immunity in the game right now. But just be careful when you use the 5 skill, and keep in mind that although the immunity cannot be taken away from you, there is still going to be a chance that just before you get off the 5 skill, you'll take a little bit of damage a lot of the times, okay? So be cautious when you use him. As you can see right here, I have Power of Angry Hulk, and I chose this ISO set just because I wanted to get some more attack speed to try and cancel out that like I said, that little wind up on the 5 skill. I have not found that to be the case, so I doubt it's possible. But then again, I only have 117 for attack speed, so maybe once I have 130, that wind up will be completely gone. If that's been the case for you guys who currently have max attack speed on this guy, let me know, because I'll most definitely try to get that on him as soon as possible. As you can see for my obelisk, guys, I made sure to give him immunity to guard break, critical damage, and a 140 proc. So with that said, guys, let's actually jump into Shadowland, and we're gonna make use of his tier 2 passive, and we're gonna put him up against Rocket Raccoon. And this boss actually has a whole lot of dodge, and one thing that's really annoying about this stage is you have to transition from hitting Rocket Raccoon to hitting the pots. But because of the range on Black Bolt is 5 skill, I don't have to run around too much. All right, see that little wind up right there, guys, just before he screams. Gonna move away from this guy. Yep, that wind up, and you got me. See if I can get him with that stun. And I keep moving away from him just so whenever the pots spawn, then I have a little bit of a chance to break the pots as well, and I don't have to look for them because the 5 skill actually has a good radius on it. Whoop, that wind up caught me there. Love the radius on that 5, man. Almost a full screen. Okay, let's see if we can get that pot. Yep, we got the pot too. Root, if you don't chill. Oh, I didn't want you to go after that pot, but okay, it worked out in my favor. So yeah, he's not super safe, but he's definitely significantly better at tier 2 than he was at tier 1. At tier 1, he would have died pretty much immediately in here because he has basically no survivability, like a 3-second stun and 1 iframe. That's it. Not really all that good for anything besides a universal relay. But let's get out of here and get some more done with Black Bolt, man, because finally have this guy at tier 2. And I'll put him up against one of these world bosses. Super Giant is my world boss for today, but I want to put him up against one of the newer ones. I'll put him up against Quicksilver, since Quicksilver can actually pierce his damage immunity, and on top of that, we get to see just how much of Quicksilver's dodge he will actually ignore with that 50%, because Quicksilver actually has a good amount of dodge in here. Here's my Black Bolt, and then we'll grab 2 scrubs. Let's do this. Let's see just how much damage he's gonna take in here, because Quicksilver actually moves around quite a bit. Yep, look at that. Wow, Quicksilver actually evaded a lot of that. Okay. A lot of his hits actually connect when Quicksilver is in range. You guys can see that slow-mo on the 5. Like right there. That wind up. If you could eliminate that, he would actually be so much better. I wanted to save the 5. Wow, this guy. Quicksilver, bro. Bro. Okay, so far so good. Oh, he's piercing now. Now he's gonna pierce and do all kinds of nonsense. Listen, bro, put the hot dog down. Show the king some respect. Where is he? Woo! Okay, we need to get this guy out of here. Get out! Ooh, get out of here, bro. This guy got some hits off there at the end, but not bad, not bad, not bad. I expected Quicksilver to make light work of my Black Bolt because he could pierce the damage immunity, but Black Bolt actually did pretty damn good, man. Like a minute 13, not bad, not bad. But yeah, guys, that is all I have for this one, man. Like always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Let me know what you guys are capable of doing with your Black Bolt, because I'd like to be able to push this guy a little bit more now that I finally have this guy at tier 2 after so damn long. But that's it for this one, man. Peace and love.